Sorry.
They told us what to eat. They told us what to say. They told us fight was the enemy. But they were wrong. Wrong. They fed us grains, but we grew sick. They banned fat and we lost our minds. They warned us about red meat, but they never warned us about addiction, inflammation, obesity, anxiety. The chart said heart healthy, but my heart was breaking. My joints hurt, my skin burned, my mind was cloudy. They kept saying, eat more plants. They were wrong, but I got up. They were wrong, but I woke up. They were wrong, but I healed up. They were wrong, he made me right. Did you know the food pyramid was built by lobbyists, not scientists? Cholesterol is essential for brain health. Did you know the carnivore diet has reversed autoimmune symptoms in thousands? I was pre-diabetic, I was depressed, I was bloated, breaking out, breaking down, and then I stopped listening. I stopped counting calories. I stopped fearing meat. I picked up a pan and dropped the lies. Butter, salt, ribeye, peace. But I broke free. They were wrong, but now I see. They were wrong, but I found truth. They were wrong, mistakes set me loose. They were wrong, they were wrong, they were wrong. But not anymore. We don't need more guidelines, we need truth. We don't need more fortified cereals, we need fire and fat. This isn't a trend. This is what works. This is the proper human diet. They were wrong, and we are living proof. They were wrong. Testimonies don't lie. State doesn't lie. Results don't lie. The silence of healing is louder than all their cries.
I bought this with my own money, and clearly I have issues. Oh. I've been on the carnivore... The birds are next. I've been on the carnivore diet for almost 2 years, and I feel like this is the freaking coolest thing ever. For all the cuckoo crazy meat eaters, this is such an amazing gift idea.
Else is sick and fucking tired of seeing all the carnivore shit all over these fucking apps. No one cares if you only eat meat. Every single one of you have to identify by carnivore fucking Connie, carnivore Ken, whatever the fuck your name is, and you add carnivore to the end of it on your fucking bio is fucking weird. weird. You're literally treating your diet like a fucking religion. A religion. A meat religion. Okay? Like, what in the absolute meat fuck is this shit? Your fucking boards with your eggs and your cheese and your fucking butter and your dates. Who cares? You can't shit. Your fiber intake is fucking zero, and you think you're just fucking trudging through life getting all healthy. Get the fuck out of here. No one cares. Your meat fucking ass, your meat farts, your meat sweats.
The year was 2019, and the world was rocked by the EAT Lancet Report 1.0. Well, it's now 2025 and scheduled on October 5th, but we can't find it. The EAT Lancet Report 2.0, and they are coming out with guns blazing, accusing carnivores and animal-based and whole food, real people eating real food nutrition as misinformation, disinformation. Today, we have the carnivore community worldwide representing. Brian, Mark, you guys are a big part of that. Thank you for being here. Please follow them on Instagram and YouTube. They are on YouTube having conversations about this way of eating, this mindset, this way of life. Brian is the hunter-gatherer mindset. It's important because we have some stuff to talk about today, guys, because there is some craziness going on in the world. I know we're all feeling some from different aspects of all this stuff. What it comes down to foundationally is our food supply, and the bullshit that they tie into it with climate change, sustainability, and all that stuff driving our world into madness. And I really am excited to talk about it today, guys. How are you guys doing?
Very well, sir. Very well.
Ready to get into it. Tony. I'll tell you that. Yeah, absolutely fired up, man. I feel like I've just stepped into the octagon.
Awesome.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Well, okay. So, guys, if everybody out there doesn't know what's going on right now, I mean, you might have heard in the carnivore community, in the carnivore spaces, that list of 30 people that were misinformation donors, they basically put out a hit piece accusing them of, I can't even say the word, but it starts with terror and it ends with ism, being a coordinated attack on health and nutrition, basically using hashtags coordinating this big assault on your health and the planetary sustainability and all this bullshit. Well, it all stemmed from the EAT Lancet Report. Now, I first heard about the EAT Lancet Report from Nina Teicholz, reading her book, The Big Fat Surprise, how she called it out and basically broke it all down. Anybody that's against this is deemed those information givers. So today, we're going to talk some other sides because it's clear they don't like us talking about the other side. And Brian and we were just having a quick chat before this, mentioned I can't find the actual report yet. I don't know if they've released it. It was supposed to be out on October 5th. But all the spin and all the Googling towards it, it's all, Brian even mentioned this, it's all the same garbage. They're just doubling down on the same crap. So,
but the thing is, Tony, this is not new. I think this was published in the 1980s.
Well, yeah. I mean, the actual EAT Lancet Report, where they were all the cronies of Big Food, Big Ag, Big Pharma got together and published the global sustainable not proper diet. I'm not going to say that. I can't even say that in the same sentence. The sustainable global, what you should eat for health. Now, there's a lot.
It's not just food, Tony. It's there's a number of things involved in it. It's all about climate change, agriculture. There's a lot more to it, and it's all bullshit. Every bit of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
And I posted a little bit earlier on. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. It was something I made up pretty quickly as I was studying this for today's topic. It's absolute fucking mind-boggling. What's going on? It's just like a war against us.
Yes. Well, you say that, Brian, and I believe that this is a war. This is a war for your sovereignty, for your health, for your right to be a human. And
but you only need to look at what's happening to Sean Baker at the moment. I mean, he's been working in the health sector now for how long? Yeah. And now he's set up his own. He's setting up his own agency now. I think it's called Rivero. He's Rivero. He's actually helping people now, and these fuckers are going against him now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we had Rance on our live there very recently on the Carnival community. Rance is working with Sean on the Rivero project, and wow, we had a great chat with him. So look it up, guys.
No doubt. And here's the thing
Yeah,
about what you're saying about Rivero. If you look at the top three lists, like I mentioned this last week when we were talking about like this coming out, Sean Baker, Nina Ty Schultz, Ken Berry. Now, we'd argue that Ken Berry and Sean Baker, obviously in the carnivore community, very big names. But what they have, those three people, they have organizations that are going against the main systems. Rivero is a new medical system. Nina Ty Schultz is head of the Nutrition Coalition, which is against the food guidelines. Ken Berry is going after the Diabetes Association with his Diabetes Society. So it's not a coincidence that those are the top three on that list. So
exactly.
What that tells me is that anybody that's trying to go against this with a difference of opinion or like direct conflict is getting hit on first. And obviously, Rivero Health is a new way of dealing with your health with lifestyle interventions and dietary interventions. And it's not about just carnivore. This is a full-blown attack on alternate systems and our human right to our divinity, our sovereignty. And, you know, if we don't start having these conversations and talking about this very loudly, we are going to get the rugs pulled out from under us. I know all of our countries are involved with some kind of censorship bullshit. And where does it end? Well, we have to talk loudly while we still can, because I'm scared that they're going to pull the rug right out from under us. And in the name of climate change, in the name of health, they're doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, and I know people are not going to read it. I think myself, Tony read it. I think it's over 60 pages long.
Yeah.
But just to tell people what it's about, they're just saying that it's their way, pretty much. There's no other way. There's no other way of getting healthy. It's their fucking way.
And I just
that's what really, really frustrates the life out of me, is that when we look at what's going on in the world at the moment, nobody's getting healed eating the standard fucking diet. And these people are absolutely convinced that this is the way we should be eating.
Well, I mean, this gets horrifying, and I just want to shout out before I forget, guys, go subscribe to Byron Funk at Carnivore Beats. He's Carnivore Beats YouTube.
Yes.
He helps us with all our music, and man, it's awesome. If you're animal based carnivore in this space, he is. Like, man, it's great. Go work out to his music. Sign up to it. And Byron, we love you. Thank you. And guys, let's get into the first video. Now, I've been looking I've been taking a deeper dive into, okay, I can't find the report. So let's get into the people that are making this happen. We're going to have some issues. And I'm just going to play a video right now to watch. And I want people to realize this is programming. This is in the greater good of everybody. You must listen to me, because this is for the better of everyone. And it's frightening how ridiculous it is. So we'll have a look at this, and then we can kind of continue on.
So what the EAT Lancet Commission report has done is to scan off the most up-to-date science on what gives us the best health outcomes in terms of what we eat. The key findings in the Lancet report shows that eating healthy diets across the world that can fit across the diversity of food cultures can save up to 15 million premature deaths each year. So we're talking very big numbers here, caused simply by an unsustainable and unhealthy food industry.
Okay. Guys,
at the end of the way I see it is this, Tony. Sorry for interrupting you.
No.
But honestly, the way I see it is they can bring in anybody they fucking want, in my opinion. They can bring in all these top experts in the world. It's not going to mean jack shit.
100%, Mark.
When we go into who's doing this, and I just wanted to stop it where he just said that, because who's creating this? Who's creating these issues in the first place? Yeah. They're basically doing that whole thing about create the solution, then we'll focus on the problem, and it's in reverse. And it's clear, because if you want to look at like saving lives, we'll stop making this shit food so available and better, like telling us it's better for us. But, I will digress and continue.
So the Planetary Health Diet and the EAT Lancet Commission is a state-of-the-art scientific assessment from the health scholars around the world, summarizing our best knowledge of what can we eat if we want to have the best health outcomes in our lives. So it goes through all the food groups and quantifies the boundary conditions for the best combination of foods for our health. And what it shows is that eating more plant-based diets.
There it is, right?
Woo!
They did. They. You can see how their tactics. They don't come flat out and say, "We don't want you to eat meat." They hide these bullshit innuendos and subtleties in there to make it so enticing and so compelling. And it's ridiculousness. Like, once you see this shit, it's so maddening. Like, I mean, I'm watching your guys' reaction. It's just the same regurgitated garbage.
Yeah, people have to realize that every time when they talk about plant-based diets or increased amounts of fiber and all these things, they are just proxies for basically eating unprocessed food. So it's better than a standard diet. But it's our tricks indeed.
And, they hide in these things down here. I wish we could see this a little better. Sorry that the slide isn't so clear, but sodium at the bottom. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, it's really tiny on my screen, but yeah.
They tell you sugar is bad. They know this, but yet everything is pushed because they have whole grains at the top. So right there, they're contradicting themselves because do they even tell you what a carbohydrate is? No, they don't. This is a classic push. So the first whole grains all the way to, I think I can see vegetables, fruits, legumes, all of them, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are at the top of this list. And they're telling you that they're going to be saving these people. Well, when the world
and see, I've done a little bit of research on this myself, and they're saying that a low carbohydrate diet is around 40% of your overall food intake. Now we all know 40% of carbohydrates is still an unbelievable amount of carbohydrates.
Absolutely.
And that includes grains and that includes your vegetables. Now the question needs to be asked, like, we're doing this how long now? Well over, say, 100 years ago. No, let's say in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Are people in a healthier situation at the moment? Because I can tell you now, every second person that I talk to is either on medication, they're either on supplements, or they're taking these fucking weight loss injections. So
Mark, all you have to do is walk down the fucking street and these people are in front of you.
They're like zombies.
That's all you have to do. They're like absolutely fucking brain dead zombies. Exactly. Sorry.
And Mark, you just said something there because you're going to be very interested in seeing who's funding this EAT Lancet report. That's a little tease.
Harvard. I bet you it's Harvard.
Oh, did you not see my post earlier? Yeah, it was kind of simple.
Yeah.
It's
right. So let's continue.
Yeah, one moment.
Not necessarily
it's just
moving all the way to.
Sorry, Peter, go on.
No, what I don't like here is the sodium and the sugar at the bottom, as well as the animal-based foods.
Of course.
All these things, again, just to repeat my point, is they are proxy measurements for within the realm of standard diets. They are proxy measurements for eating unprocessed. So if you eat a lot of salt, sugar, or animal foods as well, it just means that you are eating a lot of processed food if you stick to that category of standard diets. So it's again, it doesn't actually say that sodium is bad or meat is bad or all those things.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and here's the thing too: when you look at milk, chicken, fish, eggs, beef, pork, lamb at the bottom, so I don't know what it is, but they're asking for 15 grams a day of beef. What the fuck is
that? And Tony, that 15 grams of beef is lean beef. It's not fatty beef.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have fat
deli meat.
So this is a complete. They want milk.
I could probably snort that. No problem.
Yeah. So when you actually look at the report, they're saying that when we look at the foods in moderation, they're talking about the fats, but they're not going into specifics.
No.
What actually is a good fat? They're going off seed oils. They're going off fucking almond butter. When you're looking at protein, they're not even talking about the quality of the protein. They're talking about whey protein, casein protein, lean protein, all this shit.
And you have still that same bullshit about the 4 food groups, balanced diet crap, and it's like this needs to die. Like this whole shit, because like you said before, Mark, where has it gotten us? Where the hell has all this shit gotten us? Look around. Brian, you said it, zombies. Look around.
Exactly. I mean, I've posted many times about it, as you know. There's nothing but fucking Zimmer frames and mobility scooters and people suffering with obesity, with inflammation. No matter where I go, no matter what airport I walk into, it's everywhere. It's not just in any one country, right? Peter, I go through Schiphol Airport quite a bit. It's there. But it's from all nationalities. It's not just the Dutch. It's not just the Irish. It's not just anybody. It's everybody.
Exactly.
And
anybody that goes through that. Yeah.
And see, this is the reason why. This is the reason why we're all wound up about this, because we can see so many people in the world that are really, really suffering, and we're not gonna stand for this shit anymore.
No.
I'm not gonna stand for this shit anymore. We've been listening to this advice way too long now, and I don't want to see anybody else suffering the moment. And everybody, I'm pretty sure if you ask the average person on the street, what does your diet look like? I'm pretty sure they'll say to you, I don't eat processed food. I'm pretty sure my diet's healthy. And then you ask them the question, okay, what do you class as healthy? Tell me exactly what you're eating. It's always the same. I'm having a bowl of oats in the morning. I'm having my banana. I'm having my berries. I'm having my salads. I'm having my lean chicken. But yet you're still on medication.
Peanut butter on rice cakes,
Not to mention, they say I need the banana. I need my oatmeal in the morning. That's where we're at, and that's where it's like, okay. Yeah. We are arguing 3, 4, 5 different things condensed into one thing in their agenda, and it's like there's so many things that it doesn't talk about nutrition, essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals. It just keeps regurgitating the same shit over and over again, and this is scary.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, just something here. I have like a summary of the Lancet thing here in front of me on my iPad. So dietary recommendations. Foundation, the largest portions should be whole grains, plant oils.
Yes.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Plant oils, nuts, and legumes. I mean, what does that say? For fuck's sake.
I mean, at the end of the day, Brian, if these people get their way and they keep pushing us to the side, we're fucked.
But that's the way. That's what it's looking like.
That's the thing about it is
they're in the power. Well, they've got the influence politically, and that's the scariest part. Is that we don't start. Everybody on this planet starts waking up to the fact. It's not about do this or do that. It's about everything being transparent to make your own choice. This is driving people into fear, and if you don't do that, you're a shitty person. You eat meat, you're evil.
Can I? Yeah, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Right. So the next section in this summary: moderate intake. Moderate consumption of fish, poultry, and dairy is recommended. That's quite good. I like that bit. Right? Here's the catch. Here's the catch. Right? Limited intake. Red meat and added sugars, which I agree with the sugars, should be consumed in very small quantities. For example, the report suggests portions like a glass of milk and a couple of servings of meat and 2 eggs per week for those who include these items in their diet. Now, honestly, apart from the fact that they got the sugar bit right, the rest of it is absolute bullshit, guys. I mean, these are the people that we trust our fucking lives with.
Yeah.
What?
No shit. And if you think sarcopenia and osteoporosis aren't on the menu because that diet, what you just mentioned, Brian, leads to that, then they have the drugs. Don't worry about it. we're gonna destroy you.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, no problem.
Guys,
Let's just inject it. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we just address Jonathan's message real quick?
Sure.
Because this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing actually lately as well. I've seen a lot of this now in the last 2 weeks. A lot of people are coming up to me and saying this is the reason why the carnivore diet is not working, because a lot of people are actually coming off the carnivore diet and they're going back to the standard eating. Now, Jonathan makes a very good point.
Working?
But this is what I say to people. I say there must be a reason why you're going back to these foods. You must be seriously addicted. And how long have you done this for? Now, when I ask them these questions, they're like, okay, well, I done the carnivore diet for about 4 weeks. It's not long enough. It's not long enough. Or I done the carnivore diet, but I was still allowed to have my my honey or my treats or here and there. Of course, it's never going to bleed more because you're not shutting off that addiction. You know, I mean, you can always pinpoint why people come off the diet straight away. Straight away. It's not a matter, okay, it never worked for me, because we all know when you do it for a long period of time, you're never going back, because I've done it myself.
100%. Yeah.
I've experimented on myself loads of times, and I can tell you right now, I didn't like the feeling. I hated the feeling.
Honestly, Mark, yeah, I totally agree with you there. I mean, I've had those kind of eureka moments where I said, okay, maybe I'll try a slice of bread or a couple of biscuits or whatever the fuck it may be, just to see what it does. And I swear, instantly, I get bloated. I get, all these other symptoms. I don't sleep that night. Why did I do that? It was a feeling of, why the hell did I do that to myself? Just horrible feeling. Yeah. Well, and go ahead.
I believe, I have a treat once in a while. Once in a while, I am under no preconceived idea that it's good for me. It's like, well, let's see. But I'm always watching to see how I feel. Like you say, Brian, like if there's something, I've got my go-to ice cream that I have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I read ingredients. I try and make the best bad choice possible. But that's what it is. Yeah. It's a reward. It's a treat. It's a dessert. And maybe once a month. That does not mean.
Yeah, well, okay, let me tell you about my experience the last few weeks, 2 months actually. I experienced an episode during which it would have been very easy to think that I had to make the switch back to a carb-based diet. I didn't do it because I am now 3 years into my carnivore diet. But what happened is that I did a lot of endurance exercise. I spent a lot of time during the day on the bike. I started to add in carbs. And basically, I think that I went back from a keto-adapted state to a slightly more carb-dependent state. And once you are there, especially in the mix of these two, in the transition period, it can be very tricky because it's like, maybe you could compare it like being a full-blown Randall cycle or so. Your system runs on sugar and fat. Yeah, it's overloaded with stuff. You get a bit of like type 2 diabetic almost. But you get very dependent on the carbs. So I started eating chocolate, fruits, and I was always hungry. And I also at some point I got frustrated because of my type 1 diabetes and reduced blood sugar control. So I started to eat one time even cookies on one day, and I felt miserable.
Yeah.
But to make back that switch to a keto-based state where I was also able to do, for example, day of fasting, which I haven't done for quite some time, it was really difficult. And actually this week, for the first time, I managed to do that again, to eat one day just fats and nothing else. So sort of fasting. But I can fully imagine that in those type of episodes, Paul Saladino, or now also a Dr. Kiltz, if you get some specific results, like a CAC scan, I think his numbers went up a little bit. It's so easy to get distracted and think that you have to do something about it.
But here's
sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, guys. Like, we're all at different stages of our lives. We're all at different stages of this reset, this body reset. Mm-hmm. When you don't give your body enough time, what do you think the default switch is? And this is the problem, is I remember when I was like, when I was low carb starting out, and I was like, you know, you get cocky, you get like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm just gonna start, and then you just, if you don't check yourself, all that shit comes back. And it's so important to realize, if you're 70 years old, 65 years of not knowing this shit, where do you think your body goes to? We just think fat adapted or ketosis. There's so much more nuance with your nervous system, with your body's adaptation in general. So if you don't realize and take that we're all trying to get back to a 0 point, because the world has caused us irreparable damage in some aspects. This is the problem, where we're all trying to find our way, but we've never gotten back to what an ancestral proper human should be from birth.
Absolutely,
it's never going to happen.
Go ahead, Pierre. Sorry,
could I just add one thing? It's good to realize that people are not really quitting the carnivore diet. So even a Paul Saladino or a Dr. Kiltz. I mean, Dr. Kiltz, he's still eating like 90% meat, probably. And Paul Saladino, I mean, although is eating a lot of carbohydrates, he still is sticking to a lot of ideas from the diet. So it's not like he's on the, well, maybe in a way he is, but he's not on the worst diet that is existing. He's still very conscious.
Okay, I'm going to jump in on that, Peter, when I get a minute. Go ahead, Mark.
No, Brian, you go ahead. I'll speak after you.
Right. Okay. We mentioned. Sorry, Peter. You mentioned the Randall cycle earlier. Right. That's where the body has two choices. It has a choice to run on glucose, and it has a choice to run on fat. And confusing it is what's fucking things up. So why would you start to bring back the sugars and the glucose and all of that kind of stuff? Why would you want that? To interfere with the journey you've already had and seen the results from. Why would you start to reintroduce sugars, particularly fructose? As somebody that's got rid of gout because I got rid of fructose out of my life, I feel really passionate about this. That's where I'm going with this. Is that inflammation is caused by sugars and glucose and confusing the body. I'm sorry, I can't get on board with all these guys that are jumping back into adding back stuff. I know how I feel at the age of 53. Every joint in my body is lubricated at the moment. I feel energetic. I have so much flexibility in my body. It's unbelievable. And I would never change what I'm doing, to be honest. Even though I like the idea, I think fruits are kind of tasty and stuff. But do I want them again? No, not for me.
One big red flag also is the fact that people that change this and go back to carbs or animal-based is that they don't just add in like 20 or 30 grams of carbs, because I can understand that maybe that's still sort of similar approach, ketovore or so. No, they go back to like 80, 100 grams or more of carbs a day, and then
who measures their carbs? That's what I'd like to ask.
But the way I see it is, guys, when you talk to these people that are adding these carbohydrates in, you've got to look at what they're doing outside of carnivore. You have to look at their lifestyle. Are they enhanced? Are they taking TRT? I mean, I know loads of people in this space that are unbelievably fit. Like, you look at Paul Saladin, you look at his lifestyle. He can burn this shit off, no problem. I mean, Peter only experimented with this a few days ago. He was cycling. He was able to burn off these sugars very, very quickly. But the impact it had on his body was completely different. You know what I mean? That's where he went out of control. He knows he can burn this off. You look at the top athletes in the world. All these top athletes in the world are endorsing carbohydrates because they're saying, like, okay, as long as you have a healthy lifestyle, you can burn this glucose off your body. But the question needs to be asked: why are you feeling like shit? Why is your eating pattern getting out of control? Why can't you not stop eating? Why are you relying on a fucking GLP-1 injection to control your hunger?
And why are they ending up with type 2 diabetes?
Exactly.
I've already, Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few of them already recently have come out, and they've got type 2 diabetes in their 30s, and they're athletes. They're fit as fuck. Sorry, but come on.
And even kids, Tony, and even kids like 10 years of age walking around with fatty liver disease.
Yeah.
Okay,
and like it's scary. Scary.
Here's my ultimate take all, and everybody argues this, but what the hell would we have done without this shit? The wheat is not natural. Oats are not natural. They are monocrop agriculture designed to feed starving people, maybe.
Exactly.
But when you're talking about fruit, if I'm in Canada, you guys are in, whether you're in Norway, whether you're in Holland, whether you're in Ireland, there is a seasonal cycle. We can't just grow vegetables anytime we want. This is a manipulation of nature. So anything that they think they need outside of nature does not make sense. It's not required. You have not given your body enough time to adapt naturally. And that's where I think we always disconnect, because I'm not talking about using carbohydrates as a tool for your life. There's arguments. But when you say, well, I just can't do it, what are you talking about? Because what would you do if you had to survive? If you're an Inuit up north, what would you do? You'd be eating blubber. You'd be eating what the world offers, and it would not be fruits. It would not be honey. It would not be fucking oatmeal.
And see, at the end of the day, if you're adding carbohydrates into your body and you're on a muscle building journey, you will have an illusion because your muscles look bigger, but it's not muscle. It's not muscle. It's water.
It's not strength.
It's not. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You're setting yourself an illusion. You're looking at yourself in the mirror. Like if I added in a week of carbohydrates and I spoke to you guys next week, I'd be huge. I'd be able to soak up that. I'd be able to soak up those carbohydrates. Yeah, because I would look a lot bigger.
Would you be
My arms would be bigger. No, I'd be stronger in the gym, but it'd be an illusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't last very, very long. But I can tell you right now, I feel like shit. I'd be walking like what Brian mentioned. I'd be walking around with inflammation. My joints would be sore. I wouldn't be able to recover in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all these things like these statements about carbs being important, they are all within the context of a standard diet. So if you consume carbs, then of course your performance in the gym may increase if you eat even more carbs. But that's compared with an already carb-loaded state, and so.
But if you
just an illusion.
If you look at another side of this, where all these people are having these issues, we have no idea what the modern day environmental chemicals are doing to our systems. We have no idea. So we are probably getting ultimately depleted. Our hormones are out of whack from all the microplastics, endocrine disrupting chemicals. There's another side of this, but that doesn't mean you feed your body stuff that's not nutrient dense. I can understand supplements to plug holes because you might require some antioxidants or something, but that doesn't mean the diet, the proper human diet, is flawed. Think about the modern ways, all the pollution, all the fucking shit that we're surrounded by and exposed to, the light toxicity, the fucking social media stuff. We have no idea what that stuff is doing to our nervous systems, and yet we're blaming our diets for lacking. So if you focus on a nutrient-dense, proper human diet, and you may have to plug some holes, but that doesn't mean just going off the rails and you need carbohydrates now. It's.
But so long as you're getting the essential carbohydrates, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We all know what those are. Right?
Fucking hell! Sorry, guys.
You mean fiber?
We've just been getting so much of this shit lately. It's just unreal. You guys know the story.
Boys. Well, you know what? Let's tie it back to our friend here, and we're gonna get this actually ties in to the standard diet, to the EAT Lancet. It gives people excuses to start this bullshit. And where are you starting from? No one really
the
knows.
Evidence of giving the least negative outcomes for human health.
Oh, sorry, I just messed that up. The least negative outcomes for human health.
That's interesting.
What the hell does that mean? You see how
is that a false positive or
it's something, man? Is that
It's really important to deviate away from ultra processed fast foods.
But who's making?
So he might be right.
Making them?
Okay, he's got one thing right. Yes.
Yeah.
The least worst.
Overconsumption of salt and sugar, saturated fats, but also overconsumption of red meat.
Hey,
there we go. That's exactly what I read out earlier. Yes, exactly what I read out earlier from.
If you're just a normal person watching this, he has just associated ultra processed food and red meat to being the villain, to being the devil. It's very, very compelling and enticing by this guy dressed up in a suit, who knows who the fuck he is, telling you, well, this is what you should do because we know, trust me, and it's frightening. Frightening.
Look at the lovely background he has as well, and the setup that he has. Yeah.
But isn't it amazing? They talk about the processed food, but they all say it's okay to eat this shit in moderation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jesus,
it's
we're
like
get into this later. I'm going to show you some conflicts. Who the fuck is making all this food? So
exactly.
You mean to tell me, you know why they do that? And this is kind of my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I'd love to know about it, you guys in the chats. They do these things knowing you are weak. The more you follow this planetary diet, the weaker you will be and reach for a Dorito. The weaker you will be to reach for a Coke. So we're telling you not to eat it. We tell you that it's bad. But we know if you're reliant on sugar and carbs and you're obese, you're going to go it. And then don't worry about it because we have a drug for you. It's okay.
I'm just gonna add in one quick point here. You guys probably watched it, Tony Peter and Brian, because you guys live in Europe. But there's a guy over here called Joe Wicks. He's a health influencer. He done this documentary on this protein bar last week. I'm not sure if you guys watched it, but he designed this processed bar and he put every single toxic ingredient into this bar that you can name. I think he put over 120 ingredients in this bar, and he wanted to trial it. He wanted to put it on display and see what people would do. Everybody bought it, but guess who else bought it? All these top experts in the world, and they were all saying there's nothing wrong with this protein bar. This is just scaremongering. Now he put every single chemical in this bar to put pressure on the government to change the system, and the government came back and said this is just scaremongering. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable.
It's like you know the whole fucking nutrient chart from A to D, whatever. I think Jonathan posted about it there recently. It went viral. Where you've got some meat in a packet and it's got a D, and you've got fucking Cocoa Pops and it's got an A rating. I mean, that's bullshit as well, It really is. It's so misleading for people.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just worry because, the deeper I go into this, I actually had a bit of a spiritual week because I just was like, no social media, no nothing. I need to get back to me inside. And I think this whole part of we're missing the point of how we're getting driven to this shit. And it's one thing to be demonizing meat. And if you see it, you know it. The reason is they don't want you healthy. This is a war, like we mentioned before, Brian. If you do not start thinking about your health now, start sharing this with people and be disruptive with their lives because they're not listening. They're not going to listen. And I still have people, and I talk to people, ask them what food is. They'll tell you this. Plant-based is better. Vegetables are healthy. You need fruit. You need a banana in the morning. You need oatmeal. And this is all getting driven. We are getting way more divided now, which I thought back when I started this diet 5 years ago, I was like the isolated. Now there's just more of us isolated. And it seems to be getting worse and worse from the public media aspect. It's
this is why I think it's so vital that the meat of the matter, the carnivore community, all amalgamate and combine our resources and fucking spread this word, Tony, and Mark and Peter. It's so vital that we talk to each other. We freaking spread this as much as possible. You know,
we're gonna. It's just, it is true. You're right, Brian. Like I love it that we have conversations, but this idea, this whole thing about just, I don't expect you to go carnivore. Just listen to the other side. Listen to the other side.
Yeah.
And it's undeniable now. 4 of us right here. 30 of you in the carnivore community. Hundreds of, maybe millions of people around the world have resolved impossible situations adopting an animal-based carnivore lifestyle. The fine prints, we can argue, but what it comes down to is human nutrition. It is
exactly.
Can I just add in one point as well, Tony? For me, I had to realize I had a problem in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I for years I was convinced it's not the diet, it's not the vegetables, it's not the fruits. I just need to be more disciplined. I hadn't got a bleeding clue why I was struggling with my mental health.
And
I hadn't got a clue.
That's exactly what they want, Mark. That's exactly what they want. They want you to have issues, but they don't give a solution. They give you a drug, and it's all foundations.
Bread and circuses.
Okay, let's continue.
All of this together gives us a very good guidance for our healthy eating wherever you live.
Oh. There you go. Planetary boundaries. Right.
The planetary boundary framework, which defines the 9 Earth system processes that regulates the stability, resilience, and life support at the Earth system at the planetary scale, is the guiding framework for both the planetary health diet, but also setting and quantifying what we call the food system boundaries. So if we have, which we now can scientifically define, a safe operating.
Hey, put all the sheep in a fence pen. Like that's
smoke and mirrors, guys. Like, fuck me. Sorry. What is that?
The planetary boundaries on Earth. The big question is, of course, what share of these boundaries is the responsibility of the food system? How should that food, that healthy food, be produced in line with the climate boundary?
Okay, do you see what they just did there? What this guy did was saying healthy food, blanket statement, for the planet. Not for you, not what is healthy for you. We have to think about the planet first.
The hypocrisy is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also
like I said,
research this. I mean, just the fact that health issues or planetary issues, environment always gets confounded with the health discussion. Those should never be combined.
100%. Like I said, in the middle of that somewhere, it's all fucking smoke and mirrors, guys. You see that? It's all bullshit. Right, they're coming out with this climate change shit. You know, I've been listening to this since the 90s. The climate is going to change. The sea is going to rise.
It's going to warm. It's going to cool. It's going to be
changed. To be honest, Antarctica has more ice now than it had 20 years ago.
But even if you would follow this, even if you would believe in climate change, I mean, or even if you would, I have to phrase it more accurately, if you believe that humans are responsible for climate change, because to say that the climate is not changing is, in my opinion, silly, because you can see it, but we humans, whether we are responsible or not, that's not a discussion. But if you believe it, then still the food production system only covers like 10 at 15 at most 20% of carbon emissions, and half of that at most is animal industry. So if you're going to want to make improvements anywhere, could just simply consider the fact that the healthcare system also covers like 10-15% of carbon emissions. So if we are just going to make people unhealthy with all the chronic diseases, that's also going to put a burden on the climate. If you believe the whole story.
Do they even show the statistics for hospital waste? The amount of plastic that comes out of hospitals alone.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was Gail, Divine Carnivore, I think, you know.
I mean, we'll get into that too, guys, because I got some stuff that's going to be about like the waste side. I mean, I don't know about you guys. How much stuff do you throw away? maybe the butcher paper, maybe the wrapping. But like, I mean, if you eat nose to tail from the farm to the table, you got a little bit of paper.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, like,
mine is very, very minimal. Believe me, it's as small as it can be. Maybe one little plastic bag every 2 weeks. That's all I throw away. Now I'm living a single life at the moment, but
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's minimal.
Okay.
Biodiversity, fresh water, nutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus, chemicals, pesticides and antibiotics, all forms of air pollutants. How much?
Guys, who's doing this? Like, do you see the irony here, where he's telling you that all these things? Who, if you're gonna monocrop your whole grains, you need chemicals, because everybody worth their salt in the farming agriculture industry knows you cannot keep planting the same crop over and over and over again on the same soil. It kills the soil. It's dead. So you need phosphorus and nitrogen. From whom? Dun, 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 dun. Don't worry about it. We have your solution. We got the fertilizer. So that's bullshit.
Much of the climate boundary must the agricultural system and the entire food system contribute with for us to come back into the safe operating space? Then what we find is that of the 9 planetary boundaries, the food system, can you imagine, is the world's dominating cause for breaching 5 of.
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine? 5 of the 9 global issues is food.
9 boundaries. So the food system is a big player, but it also means that if we can get the food system to transform, then of course we have a win-win outcome that would benefit us all across all sectors in society.
Okay,
absolutely.
I think we've had enough of that. That's just. So basically, you see the bait and switch. You see the irony. You see this bullshit. Like, they don't address the issues that are at hand. They just say, if we do this, everything will be right as rain. That's what really bugs me, is that it is so compelling to somebody who has no idea. If you're just like, oh yeah, but they know you're weak. They know that your brain's not functioning. So they're just going to virtue signal that you're an asshole for eating the shit that they're making. It doesn't make sense. Who makes Doritos, Coke? Who makes Kraft Dinner? Who makes all this shit? Them. And maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's a good time to have a look at this. And now we're going to tie in a few things. I'll see what you guys think about this. I was looking for this report. I couldn't find it, but I did find who was authoring it, who was the main authors of the EAT Lancet. So I started going, well, let's look into them. Let's look into the conflicts of interest. I couldn't find any direct conflicts of interest, but they hide it. They have this other category. They have this thing. If you're being funded by a corporation or a big of a non-government organization, it's told it's a donation, so they don't have to declare it as a conflict. But have a look at this. I went to ChatGPT and I started cross-referencing all the commonalities, all the similarities, and I'm sure you guys are going to have some words to say about this. First of all, these are the authors, and I want you to pay attention to the first one, Johan Rockström, and we've all heard who Walter Willett is. So we know this is all conflicted. Harvard.
Walter Willett's fanboy you are, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. So we know these are, and then the list goes long, but these are the conflicts. This is what it scares me. Look at this is where, when I went cross-reference on overlaps. So every single one of them, I cross-reference. I used ChatGPT for this because I was like, well, let's use this tool. Let's see where the money's coming from. And one thing that all these people lead to, there's more. The Gates Foundation. So all of these are main drivers.
I posted it. Yeah.
Look at this. Novo Nordisk, Mark. Who's that? Do you know who that is, Mark?
Shit. Oh, Zepic. There it is.
The second largest share in this whole thing is Novo fucking Nordisk.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? And all these GlaxoSmithKline, oh, go figure. I wonder what their drug goes onto this. This is multinational, global bullshit. Now, Where's the regenerative agriculture farmers that know how to till the land and use the natural environment they're all globalists. This guy here, he's a climate engineering scientist. He's not even fucking anything to do with health. This guy is the climate guy. Walter Willett, we all know, this is where we're at, and all the people that we've come to know, trust, and confide in are the misinformation. It's bullshit. And now this is something that I wanted to just put. This was on an article that was trying to, I don't know. They were trying to be not biased, but here we go. Food systems are a primary driver to the transgression of 5 planetary boundaries, shifting to planetary health diet. What is that? What does that mean? We're going way past the standard diet, guys. We're going into the planetary health diet. And
what is that? Fuck's sake. What is that? Planetary diet.
Planetary health diet. What does Ken Berry preach? The proper human diet. PhD.
Yeah, you got me there. But planetary diet. What? Is there another planet we should be dieting like?
Exactly.
I don't know.
The wealthiest 30% of people drive over 70% of food-related impacts, while billions lack healthy diets. Many workers okay. Well, who makes all this fake food? So then the trillions, and here we go. Building on the 2019 report, the new commission, comprising leading international experts in nutrition, climate, economics, health, social science, and agriculture, from more than 35 countries across 6 continents, shows that just and sustainable food systems are essential for improving health, tackling inequality. What the hell does that have to do with? And keeping humanity within planetary boundaries. So basically, fuck you, listen to us, because if you don't, you're a dick. And that is
I'm reading, I'm scrolling here as well as I'm listening to you, and it's the same shit I'm following. I'm finding here. It's ridiculous shit.
Even if fossil fuels are phased out, food systems alone could still push global warming. You guys are the reason there's all this shit, and they're just spinning their wheels, making us feel like we're the antichrist for
it also depends on what you define as food.
Exactly. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this, but this is all rolling, and it's going to roll deep. And 2019 was a very interesting year for all this stuff to come. Then we had, of course, the next following years were all a bunch of chaos. And, I don't know how your governments are working right now, but like in Canada, our censorship laws, the internet, the hate crime bullshit is coming full force. And
it's the same here, Tony. Very, very same.
And I mean, imagine if you have digital IDs and they're going to track your bank accounts and track your investment in your health. They are going to track meat consumption. And what was it, Brian? I think you posted it. I saw something. They want you to eat 15 grams a day, meat. 15 grams.
Yeah, well, that'll get tracked too. That'll get tracked as well. But once you go to a supermarket, that's going to get tracked. If you have the digital ID, they're going to track every fucking word you say and every word you type into your phone or computer or fucking iPad, whatever. Sorry, I know it's not carnivore talk, but it's relevant to the whole global shit that's going on right now.
It's all about control, Brian.
Exactly, Mark. It's like a blanket. Fuck you, isn't it?
And control with if you don't do this, you're gonna die, and you're an
asshole. Exactly. Yeah,
but no solution.
This is why I'm going to invent Carnotopia, right? I'm going to buy an island somewhere, right? And there's going to be like a freaking dome over the whole thing, and it's going to be totally independent of the entire planet, because I can't stand this place.
I think it will be some desolate island somewhere in the Arctic region or so.
Something like that. Something like that. I don't know.
The ice wall in Antarctica and find the new land.
Honestly, I'm looking for different trades to join me. Yeah, I've got the carpentry end of it under control. I'm looking for other trades to join me, and let's build fucking Carnotopia.
I love it because if you look at this stuff, and it does tie into the carnivore diet, but I mean, I'm having a little bit of a spiritual battle as far as just the resources of this planet. Like, you're trying to connect to the earth, and they're pushing us far away from it. Bottled water. Yeah. Did you notice that on this conflicts? I think, or was it? Hold on one second here. Conflicts. Anyway, sorry. Nestle. All these processed foods. Where can I get this off there? All these processed food companies are involved with this too on a minor level. So Nestle, bottled water. They want us. They're blocking out the sun in the UK. Well, I think they're doing it everywhere, but that they're actually coming out and telling us now. So they want our water. They want our they're polluting our air and blaming us for it. They want to block out the sun. These are your divine right to humanness on this planet. And, in the name of climate change that they are creating because of all these fossil fuels, all the plastics, all the chemicals, all the pesticides, all the herbicides are made by these people. Mm. We better go to Carnotopia because Lisa's in. Lisa's in. I love it. Carnotopia forever, buddy. I'm in.
That's my next t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I mean, fucking hell. When you add it all up, look, they talk about climate change. I mean, we've had 4 ice ages that we can count back as far as, you're talking about millions of years. You go back far enough, we've had roughly 4 ice ages that we can count back as far as over the last 6 billion years on this planet. And, we're just a piss in the ocean compared to those billions of years that this planet has been evolving and heating up, cooling down, exploding, getting fucking hit by what do you call them, meteors, dinosaurs coming in and out, and like, what the fuck are they talking about, really?
And what it comes down to, man, is that like Byron just put up something here. I like this. It's like, they are passing these laws, and it's basically they're making that, like, we'll just talk about the EAT Lancet 2.0. They're making this so big and so absolute and such a call to authority fallacy, because these 35 global scientists are saying that this is the way, yet there's no logical or justifiable counter argument. If I was a critical thinker with a functioning brain, I would say, this is a pitch. Now I want to hear the other side. I want to hear their counter argument to see if we can come up with a redeemable solution. They are talking, I am God here. Listen to us or you're shit. And that is what's frightening. And I think all the governments, yes, are going to start passing laws making it necessary for you to follow this because it's good. And Mark, you'll agree with this. When you're sick, don't worry. We'll fix you with this drug.
Yeah, it's scary. It really is. It's absolutely scary.
Oh man, we got some.
Sorry guys, you got me speechless there, man. Honestly, sorry.
Well, it is,
But you know how I feel, Tony. We've talked often enough. I mean, everything is okay if you offset it by buying the fucking Tesla. You know that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, I'm sort of switching gears into taking a wider lens. And I mean, the reason I think I'm thinking so well is because my brain's fucking working. And I think that planetary diet is going to lead you to a bigger sheep, a bigger zombie.
An early grave.
Well, that's exactly also, Brian, you talked about people being zombies and in wheelchairs and all these things. But this morning in the supermarket, I experienced exactly that. I was recording a video, and you look around, especially when you're recording a video, you notice it because you wait until there is room to record and all these things. And you see that some people are standing in front of the vegetable department thinking for like 1 or 2 minutes, or at least they think they are thinking. They are sort of making pseudo choices about what vegetables to take, and they are just
they're looking at the brightest colors, right?
Yeah, sort of. They are not reading labels.
No.
Sometimes you see them like sort of staring at the product.
Do you guys get
the
this?
other one? And
do you guys get this at the supermarket?
Something.
Somebody's in line paying, and then they like you're just patiently waiting, observing them, and then they just give you this look. And then it's like
the zombie effect.
And I mean,
the time it takes, like. There was one person really spending, walking through the entire vegetable department for 10 minutes or so. I was still recording a video, so she was probably wondering what I was still doing there. But
I'm wondering myself what the fuck you were doing there. But yeah,
and I don't remember actually. But
Bride's Biscuit, if you ever want to come and have a chat about like ancient history and all that labor stuff, like I'm just. I'm fascinated by how we got here. And I think I'm starting to look into the agrarian revolution and where it came from. And it's frightening because I don't think it was for our health. I don't know who is manipulating the system, but I think it's all been a plan, a design. And if you think about it, boys, we have they tell us to have a 5-year plan. Well, I think these guys have hundreds, if not millennia year plans.
Definitely
playing out. So
it helped to create bigger civilizations or big cities, and then in those big cities you have poor people eating that stuff. So it did bring us forward in a way, I guess. So I would not disagree with that idea at least, but it has not been a good thing.
Have any of you guys read George Orwell, 1984?
Oh, yeah. It's quite wild how
it's happening. It's happening right now.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody, you know what, you guys, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast before, but this is so important. If anybody that's listening to this for the first time or they're starting to wake up, go watch The Jones Plantation. Watch that movie. I'm telling you, it has to wake you up. It is so frightening, and how manipulation happens with society and what they're doing to us right now. I would highly recommend you watch this movie and then get back to me and tell me what you think, and just be like, if that doesn't trigger the light bulb, it's freaky. Charles likes it. I love The Jones Plantation. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And that's why, because you mentioned 1984. This shit is happening, guys. It's happening. They are.
Absolutely. It's going to take over.
And I think we, it's frustrating at times. I mean, I'm taking a tech time out because it's so overwhelming to see the craziness. And I mean, Mark, I know every day you put out these videos that, you're screaming, and, people, I hope you're listening to this stuff.
But just to come back to that, I mean, you talked about agricultural revolution, and personally, I don't agree with the idea that already back then it was designed in such a way. I mean,
you're not going to talk Anunnaki, buddy. Whoa.
No, but back then it was a way to survive time of scarcity and that sort of thing. So it did help us in a way. The only problem is that we started to think that it was a normal thing to stick to those foods.
And it's better.
Yeah, and at some point, as soon as you start to do this for a long time, you think it's normal and you think it's probably better than what we did before. That's where it went wrong. But yeah, then there were thousands of years that we sort of continued in that same way, and now we arrived at the 20th century where we get all these, let's say, Orwellian type of things.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, boys, we're getting to that time. I think we did some good today. I mean,
I think we thrashed out some shit there, boys. Yeah.
All like. Let's just go around and do some final thoughts, and then let people know where they can reach you, where you're from. Peter, let's start with you. Final thoughts on anything today, and where do people find you?
Yeah, so this whole EAT Lancet report, it's full of abuse of pseudoscience. That's what I continuously see, especially when it comes to red meat. That it probably is based on those population researchers saying that it causes increases risk of type 2 diabetes and all these other silly things. I'm the Dutch Carnivore. You can find me on YouTube, especially on TikTok, and send me email on realdutchcarnivore@gmail.com.
And Mark Ennis.
I think the most important thing is, guys, we just keep up the fight. That's the most important thing. We don't give up, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people relying on us. And if we don't fight against these people are just going to take over. And like you guys know me, I'm not an aggressive person. I only come across aggressive on my videos because I'm just sick of the bullshit. I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm sick. Mark. Yeah. I'm sick of people sending me these videos of these bleeding wasters on social media, and everybody's is being convinced by all this bollocks. So I think the most important.
I love the way you rip them apart. I love it.
I just think the most important thing is we just don't give up, because, as I said, there's a lot of people out there that are heavily relying on us. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, it's just below Fitness Beyond Time on 01. If you want to send me an email, send me an email at nsmark93@gmail.com.
Brian, my friend, yeah. what? Any last?
Yeah, we started off talking about this Lancet fucking report pyramid, whatever the hell you want to call it, bullshit. I've been looking at it, for a number of hours today. It's just the same crap, just printed differently, as far as I can see. The proper human diet is going to stay the proper human diet in my mind. Regarded as, my page will never change. It's hunter-gatherer mindset all the way. The bottom of that pyramid should be meat in the story, with a few other things maybe thrown in occasionally or seasonally, dependent on what part of the world you live on.
Well said.
That's what I'll say about it. Okay, some of the hunter-gatherers might have found a few berries, but that bush killed Johnny last week, so we don't touch that bush this week. It took a long fucking time to figure out which berries were which, right?
Very good.
You with me? So it took a lot of Johnnies to fucking die in order to figure out which berries were which. So that's my opinion, guys.
That's going to be a clip.
I'm glad. Thank you. I hope it is. So in closing, I'm Brian. I am from Ireland. I am known as Hunter Gatherer Mindset on Instagram. Is where I am primarily, and I'm involved in the carnivore community. I'm one of the administrators there. Please drop a follow there too. I know you're all good friends here, so that's me.
Right on. Well, Brian, we appreciate you always, and I love having our chats, our rants, and it's nice to have a kindred spirit on the other side of the world, like these two guys. I've grown to be quite close, and Mark, you're right. We just got to keep fighting, keep screaming, keep doing our things. I know all of you in your own ways bring things to the table that people should be hearing, listening, and just for God's sakes, take the power back and choose yourself. I mean, I don't expect everybody to, I don't preach everybody must be a carnivore right now. I think it's a pretty good idea. And I think you'd be a lot better if you did. But that's my opinion. And I think the idea of this whole EAT Lancet bullshit is to program us into shame, fear, and, ultimately rely on them for the solution, which is the medical system with drugs. And it's all a perpetual cycle of shit. And if you see it, once you start stripping the layers off the onion, you're going to see it for yourself, and you'll know that it's all based on a house of cards. And when that house of cards falls, we'll all be here having our podcast, having our chats, talking about it. And it's not about I told you so. We're just trying to issue a nice warning shot across the bow, because we're all trying to stand up for what we believe in. And I, in my opinion, believing in humanity, believing in your divine right to be a sovereign human being is the most important thing, and we should all be transparent. And
I'm just gonna leave it with this. Just remember this, guys. They're feeding you the problem, and then eventually they're gonna sell you the solution. It's that simple.
Oh yeah. You got it right there.
And once again, I want to mention Victoria, Carnivore Evolution with Mark, their podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Brian at the thanks again for being here today, buddy. The carnivore community worldwide, guys, a very necessary community. Having great
Thank you, Tony.
Great conversations with great people that's pretty just off the cuff, and who knows where these conversations go, but it's nice to just have a listen to people that are like-minded, talking about real stuff that affects them. And they're on Instagram and YouTube. Their lives, they bring guests, they have Mark's part of the community directly. And I know you guys are doing great things. I enjoy. Jonathan, thank you for being here. Of course, Byron, Funk, Carnivore Beats, YouTube. Please go and subscribe to him. Carnivore Beats on TikTok, Carnivore Beats YouTube. He's doing some great stuff. We appreciate him. We appreciate all of you for chiming in, and all the locals are the regulars. Charles, good to see you again. And always a pleasure having these chats with all of you. And if you want to find me, reach out to me at TonyStewartCoaching.com. If you want to find me on social media, it's Tony_Food for Thought. And, we're here. We love it. We appreciate all of you for being here and engaging. Please, we are live every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK and Ireland, 7 p.m. in the Netherlands and in Europe. The carnivore community is spontaneously, sporadically live. Follow them and you'll know. Brian always sets out, lets you know when they're going to be going live. Let's join the fight. Scream loud. Boys, always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Great to join forces with you, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.